my sisters and brothers in Christ. Last week I introduced this series called Vote Faithfully, where I've identified some of the ways that we as followers of Jesus Christ can live into this crazy, complicated election season and to set aside so much of the noise, so much of the pressure, so much of the vitriol around us, and instead focus on the love of God and how we might manifest it in our vote and in our local community and in our support for one another. Today I want to talk a little bit about the theology behind the church's role in this political time. Sometimes it is said, often it is said, that the church should not be political. And actually that's not the case. That's not actually true. I think what the person means is slightly different. You see, Jesus was a very political person in the sense that he talked about politics all the time. Politics at its root is what describes how people who live in community interact with each other, how a community sets its priorities, how a community values one another. That's what politics is about. And no, Jesus never said that he voted for a particular person. There wasn't a democracy back then, after all. But Jesus certainly did say that this is how we treat one another. We are to love each other. We are to take care of those who are sick. Jesus went out of his way to visit lepers and to heal them. Jesus fed people, fed thousands of people at a time, feeding the hungry, he said. He taught us that it was our job as Christians to take care of the naked, clothe the naked, and to visit the prisoner. Jesus always was dining with people he was not supposed to, and that got him in trouble. He was very political. But one thing Jesus was not, and one thing we as a church must not be, and that is partisan. Because the gospel is a powerful, transforming message that has changed the world and continues to change the world. And when we as preachers, we as followers of Christ, try to hitch the gospel and make it subservient to a political party or to a political person, we are actually weakening the very power of God. So no preacher should go and preach the party line for any political party. That's silly. And in fact, it's detrimental to the gospel itself. But a preacher should be perfectly political in the sense of preaching about what it means to live together and to care for each other. Now, don't just take my word for this. There's a fantastic sermon published just last month by our presiding bishop, Michael B. Curry, where he makes this exact point very powerfully. Speaks to the call to stand up and to have a moral voice. Our calling is to speak moral truth. Yes, this is a crazy, complicated, mixed up time, and we can be driven to distraction by all the news, all the debates, all the tweets, all of the various items coming at us every second of the day. Instead, I call us to breathe deeply and to pray, because prayer centers us on that higher calling of God. I remind you about a wonderful opportunity to pray with our sisters and brothers from other Christian denominations on Sunday night, November the 1st, the Sunday before Election Day. I and bishops and leaders of other Christian denominations will gather in a service of prayer, a symbol of our unity across our differences, not praying for any political party or any political outcome, but praying for our nation, praying for hope, praying for peace. This is a complicated time, my brothers and sisters, but we have a beacon in Jesus Christ to guide us through it. Stay calm, stay true, and may the peace of Christ be with you always.